What you're about to discover won't be found in an ordinary recipe book or in those quick fixes that promise miracles but end up fooling the body. This is a natural resource, hiding in plain sight in your kitchen, that can work faster than you might imagine. I'm talking about cinnamon, and believe me when I say that, when used correctly, it can change the way you respond in intimacy. Now, the first thing I want to make clear is that it's not enough to just sprinkle it randomly over any meal. Cinnamon doesn't work by magic. It works because it contains essential oils like cinnamaldehyde, compounds that stimulate the dilation of blood vessels and activate the nerves in the pelvic floor. The result? More blood flow, more body heat, and an erection that not only arrives sooner but also feels firmer and more sustained. Let me give you a practical example. A man over 60 that I've worked with had lost confidence in his performance. His problem wasn't a lack of desire, but the slowness of his response. I recommended something simple. Before going to bed, boil a cup of water, add half a teaspoon of cinnamon powder, stir well, and let it rest for 2 minutes. What seemed like a simple tea turned into a ritual. Just a few weeks later, he told me that not only had his digestion and sleep improved, but his erection came faster and with more firmness. Another use I recommend is even more immediate. Mix a pinch of cinnamon powder with a teaspoon of pure honey and take it on an empty stomach, followed by a glass of warm water. This combination harnesses the quick energy from honey and the vasodilating power of cinnamon. It's like turning on your body's engine first thing in the morning, preparing your circulatory and hormonal systems to stay active throughout the day. And if we're talking about a lightning fast effect, there's a variation that very few know about. You can add 2 slices of fresh ginger to a cinnamon infusion. Ginger warms the body from the inside and boosts circulation, while cinnamon works by releasing nitric oxide, the key molecule for erection. If you drink this mix 15 to 20 minutes before an intimate encounter, the sensation is surprising. Your body activates, blood flows strongly, and your penis responds as if you flipped a switch. The important thing here is that we're not talking about superstition, we're talking about physiology. Cinnamon increases the sensitivity of your arteries, regulates blood sugar, avoiding spikes that block testosterone, and supports the production of sex hormones. In other words, it doesn't just help you in the moment, it also strengthens your potency over the long term. So tell me, isn't it incredible that something so ordinary, inexpensive, and simple could become one of your best secret weapons? That's why I want you to stay until the end, because I'm going to reveal not only how to use cinnamon effectively, but also the most powerful combinations that boost its effect even further, giving you natural, safe, and truly transformative solutions at your fingertips. Cinnamon, when used strategically, is not just an aromatic spice we keep in the kitchen, it's a true natural activator for your body. What's fascinating is how it works like a perfect gear, operating on several levels at once. It improves blood circulation, regulates glucose, strengthens the hormonal system, boosts testosterone, and even increases your mental energy. That's why we're not talking about a placebo effect or a household myth. We're talking about pure physiology, about a resource that has been used for centuries in traditional medicine and is now being confirmed by modern science with increasingly solid studies. And the best part is that it doesn't require complicated formulas or impossible routines. Cinnamon can be integrated into your daily life in simple ways. For example, if you want an immediate effect, prepare a cinnamon tonic with honey and ginger. You only need a glass of warm water, half a teaspoon of cinnamon powder, a teaspoon of pure honey, and 2 thin slices of fresh ginger. Let it sit for 3 minutes and sip it slowly. What happens in your body is remarkable. Ginger warms you from the inside. Cinnamon releases nitric oxide, the key molecule for erections, and honey gives you quick energy. The result is like flipping a switch that activates your entire intimate system. Now, if what you're looking for is a morning ritual that keeps you energized throughout the day, try mixing cinnamon with lemon in cold water on an empty stomach. Squeeze half a lemon into a large glass of cold water, add a pinch of cinnamon, and drink it before breakfast. What happens in your body? The lemon cleanses the liver and alkalizes the body, while cinnamon regulates blood sugar, and together they prepare your metabolism to produce testosterone steadily. Many men who practice this say they not only feel more mentally alert but also reach the evening with surprising vitality in intimacy. And when it comes to nighttime potency, here's a secret few know. cinnamon with pure cocoa and warm milk before bed. Heat a glass of milk or plant-based drink, add a teaspoon of unsweetened cocoa and half a teaspoon of cinnamon. Cocoa contains theobromine and phenylethylamine, compounds that stimulate dopamine and pleasure, while cinnamon boosts circulation. The result isn't just restorative sleep, but also a morning sexual potency that surprises both you and your partner. Imagine starting the day with physical energy and renewed intimate confidence. But there's more. There's a formula that works almost like an intimate detonator. Cinnamon with apple cider vinegar and ginger. Mix a glass of warm water with a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, half a teaspoon of cinnamon, and a pinch of ginger powder or freshly grated ginger. Drink it about 15 minutes before an intimate encounter. What happens is a triple effect. The vinegar regulates blood sugar and releases nitric oxide, cinnamon improves artery sensitivity, and ginger accelerates circulation. The feeling is like a motor turning on inside you, warmth, firmness, and immediate response. A lesser-known but very effective trick is to add a pinch of cinnamon to your morning coffee. Coffee alone activates dopamine and cerebral circulation, but when you combine it with cinnamon, the effect is much more complete. The caffeine gives you a mental boost, and the cinnamon directs that flow of energy toward the pelvic area as well. It's like a double charge of energy that keeps you focused, active, and at the same time ready to respond intimately if the occasion arises. And we can't forget a classic that combines health and pleasure, cinnamon with oatmeal at breakfast. Prepare your warm oatmeal and add half a teaspoon of cinnamon along with seeds like chia or flax. This mix stabilizes your blood sugar, prolongs energy release, and keeps your hormones working in favor of your sexual potency. In the long term, this simple morning routine protects you from fatigue and from those dips that affect both desire and performance. Now, here's an interesting fact that few know. Cinnamon also enhances nerve sensitivity in the pelvic area. What does this mean? That it doesn't just help with erections themselves, but also intensifies sensations. Men who have incorporated cinnamon into their daily routine say their orgasms feel more intense and longer lasting. And this is no coincidence. By improving blood flow and tissue oxygenation, nerve response becomes much sharper. Of course, the key is consistency. 1 teaspoon a day is enough. You don't need more. Overuse won't speed up the results and may irritate the stomach. What makes the difference is the discipline of integrating these combinations into your daily life. Because in the end, what weakens many men isn't the lack of solutions, but the lack of consistency in applying them. Think about it. What do you prefer? Depending on expensive chemicals that only give you a temporary push and eventually wear down your health, or using a natural, inexpensive resource with centuries of backing that actually strengthens your body over time? Cinnamon isn't an empty promise. It's a proven resource, backed both by tradition and by science. And here's where I want to involve you. Have you tried cinnamon in this way? Which of these mixes appeals to you most? Honey, ginger, cocoa, lemon, or apple cider vinegar? Tell me in the comments, because your experience can inspire other men looking for real, natural solutions. Together we're building a community where we don't talk about myths, but about tools that truly work and transform intimate lives. So subscribe, hit the bell, and don't miss what's coming, because today is just the beginning. There are still more secrets, combinations, and strategies that can restore not only your potency, but also the security, vitality, and confidence you might have thought age had taken from you. Because a man's true strength isn't in the years he carries, but in the knowledge he applies and the daily decision to care for his body and his desire.